I think if I remember correctly. And a dunk attempt from behind, and that one's gonna go James Ray. It's a shot from distance, and it's over the goal line. Looking for a lane. It's his hand free and scores. Ryan Madesh finds. It's like he heard us talk about him. Connor Lies back into the fray.
Either way, Six Nations ball.
Tie the game, they get the pick and roll, and they find it. Evans getting a rough ride here. Now numbers here for the Sioux. Shatler, Evans with a shot and a goal. Sean Evans muscling through with a shovel shot, and they score again. Six Nations with an opportunity to tie this game as Durston feeds to the middle, gets it back, and scores. Numbers ever as Dixon goes on a 2-on-1 over to Shatler, and that's going to count. Back. Spins underneath again. Spins one more time for good measure. Gets a shot off and scores.
Whip it for Bowhunter. Sean Lentz with a breakaway. Scores!
Hit me with some volume. Welcome into the Ladner Leisure Center, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to BC Sports TV, and welcome into day number 5 of the 2024 President's Cup. Tino Farah, Jake Elliott, just about to get you set and ready to go for the first game of the day between the standing Buffalo Fighting Sioux and the Snake Island Muskies. Embrace the unexpected with CoolBet, the official sportsbook of the 2024 President's Cup. Check out the upcoming games for the Prezi at coolbet.com and dive into the action today with the best odds in lacrosse. Gambling can be addictive. CoolBet, stay cool.
Bet responsibly.
And Jumbo, what can you tell us about the odds that everyone's looking at right now?
Well, Snake Island, the favorite coming into this one, and a heavy one at that, 2.5 goals, and a lot of scratches here for standing Buffalo, including Shatler, Evans, and Dixon. And an important game here for Snake Island, not so much for standing Buffalo, so I think the odds set pretty well here. And we'll see if we reach that 18 total, as I think Usichipi was supposed to start this game, but a late change is a little warm-up issue. And I think Chiliano will get the start here along with David.
And we will step aside now for the anthems. Let's go down to the floor. Welcome back up into the broadcast booth here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Tino Farah, Jake Elliott with you ahead of this Snake Island Muskies matchup versus the standing Buffalo Fighting Sioux. Thanks, Jumbo.
Thank you.
Getting some of the early morning phlegm out of my throat. And as per
Day
usual,
5, baby. Day 5.
This Snake Island Muskies game is brought to you by Mohawk Lacrosse, the finest in handcrafted wooden lacrosse sticks.
Sure are.
A family-operated business making the best sticks for the past 25 years. If you're looking to touch a piece of history, you should start with a Mitchell Brothers Hickory stick. MohawkLacrosse.net.
Do it.
So, it is the final day of round-robin action here from the President's Cup, day number 5.
Can't believe it.
Can't believe it.
Have to believe it.
And have to believe that we're going to see a motivated Snake Island team here. As I understand it, they need a win here to secure 4th place.
Yeah, they play twice today, and one win gets them in. And they play Ladner tonight, so take care of business here against Standing Buffalo if you're the Muskies. Blow the whistle. Let's play some Dewalado.
And plenty of scratches in the lineup, as Jake mentioned off the top, for the Standing Buffalo Fighting Sioux. And Frank Chiliano back in between the pipes. He was scheduled to be the backup goaltender, but Teddy Uzichipi took a high shot in that collarbone area in warm-up, and that changed things just last minute. And Chiliano makes the first save of the game as the shot goes from the far side down low.
Yeah, referee put the whistle to the mouth and then didn't blow it on a moving pick.
Changed his mind at the last second as Tawiaka gets into the offensive zone. Saunders, far side feed. Boyenko with a heavy one wide of the Snake Island starting netminder in Nick Damoud.
Ciro Tuck, Mark Smith, Vincent Burrell, your 3 officials.
And there's another save, this time facing Matt Accioni.
What's Jenner doing? Is he probably just kicking back in the hotel? Probably still sleeping, huh?
He was looking for a chiropractor yesterday, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that he was able to find one.
I'll snap him into place.
Now Toporowski, far side feed, shot off the stick of Damoud. That deflects all the way near the center line. Toporowski's going to chase it down. Saves it from going over, falls, but eventually it does get past. And now here come the Muskies. Nate Woods into the corner, fakes the pass through the middle. He'll look back to the perimeter and connect with Sam Firth. And here comes Chris Boucher.
Blue and white gloves with the black, crimson, and gold jerseys. Not a good look for Boucher this morning.
And back wearing his usual 21 after a couple days of some number swaps.
He ditched the compressions as well.
Fashion police come to play early.
Got to get it in.
Here's Saunders. Adam Saunders, that is.
Is there another Saunders?
Matt Saunders.
Oh, okay.
As Tawiaka looking for a lane. Shot blocked through the middle of the floor. Saunders digging, and that'll be an interference call. A little overzealous with the swinging of his stick. Cross floor feed. Looking through the middle. Low shot blocked. Seen a few blocks already from both sides, and we're just over 2 minutes into the opening frame.
Oh, Sokolowski getting in front of that one.
Now Brian Rice off the reset. Vaughn Harris flips down to Boucher, driving in front, gets a shot off. Chiliano doesn't need to make a save there as the ball goes over to the corner. They get the loose ball. This time Chiliano gets a glove on it. Again, ricochets over to the far side. Reset for the Muskies. Back to Harris. 2-man game here with Boucher. Toe save from Chiliano.
I get the feeling Frankie is going to have to be exceptional here in this one.
He might have. He's probably been the busiest goalie throughout this entire tournament with the amount of rubber he's seen. Now Firth steps into one, and another Chiliano save sends it over to the far side. This is probably the 5th reset that the Muskies have gotten on this set. Some exhausted defenders on the floor as Brian Rice looks over to the far side, sends it now, near side feed to Boucher. Harris sets the screen, no interference call. Firth gets the talk over, and Chiliano again gets the glove across.
Modified Tavares right there from Sammy Firth. Almost got it to go.
I think even he thought there was going to be an interference call. It looked like he just kind of paused as he received it. But the Sioux escape, and they give it right back. Now Accioni Avoids the first checker. Feed finds Tyler Armstrong. He's got a man cutting through and can't get the pass across.
Right idea.
Now the Fighting Sioux will collect. It's Drew Dysek.
Look out.
Swims over top. Gets his hands free. Throws a backhanded pass just over the center line. Here's Saunders. Saunders through to the middle. Shot into the crest of Daymood. I believe that's just his second save thus far. Now with a long stretch feed. Picked off. Collected, though. Derek Hops gets around. Flip pass. Fake shot. Underneath. And they score.
Nate Woods putting on a faking clinic. So he had no angle whatsoever. We managed to open up Shiliano just a little bit. Tucks it low. Muskies, 1-0.
It's a big game for Snake Island. It's a big day for Snake Island. And that's a way to get things started here. They've been all over the loose balls in the offensive zone. And now they will try to go back to work. And here come the Muskies.
Kurt Stiers back in the building this morning, Tino. A little light in the crowd here for this 11 o'clock matchup.
Brian Rice over the top, near side feed to Vaughn Harris, looking back to Rice. Follows that up with a pass down low to the corner. Behind the net they go, looking for cutters, finding one, shooting and scoring is Skylar Thomas.
Yeah. Hasn't scored many, has Thomas. He's been more of a setup man than anything, but nice little feed from behind the rack. Thomas down the pipe and goes stick side on Frankie.
And apologies for the scoreboard on the broadcast. It is the Muskies up 2-0. I believe they have it reversed on the scoreboard again. I'll see if I can get it fixed as we go here. Doing a few things at once here, Jumbo.
Standing Buffalo is the home team, so I don't know why. I think that's on us this time, Tino, not so much the scoreboard.
Well, going off the sheet. And I will try to fix it as quickly as possible here. But again, it is the Muskies up 2-0. And they do score. Standing Buffalo now gets onto the board.
Scared me, Tino. Nice one there. Double B. Double six. 2-1.
And they'll go back to the face-off dot now.
You want me to take things while he's...
Can I have a minute? Can I have 30 seconds?
No, I was going to, take over here.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I thought you were, telling me to stop talking for 30 seconds. All right. Jeez, tense on day 5. All right, so in come the Fighting Sioux. After getting one here from Boyenko, as we'll try and rectify our graphics here for you. Stoyaka. We'll move it across. Somebody is wearing Curtis Dixon's number 17, but that is not, in fact, Curtis Dixon down there. As the Fighting Sioux continue to play tricks on us. Not sure who's in 17, Tino. We'll try and figure that out for you as well. As Bushi will control high and start the offense here through Vaughn Harris. Quick feed low from Rice into the corner. Harris a little handcuffed on that delivery from Firth. And now the ball loose on the turf as the shot clock will expire. There's Patrick Thompson. A good tournament here for Standing Buffalo. Bushi poaching in behind the defense.
Okay, we're back.
Ball turned over, and here you go, Tino.
Long breakaway feed. What a time to take back over. Thanks, Jumbo.
No worries. We got it.
We're a well-oiled machine here at BC Sports TV. A cohesive unit, we'll say.
Hang on a second. We got a flashing number 1 here.
That is something that I don't have control over.
Okay. I think we're good. Day 5. Day 5.
As Boyenko, a little bit of forecheck here, but here come the Muskies as Nate Woods looking for another, puts it off the post and goes tumbling into the end boards. Big rebound goes back over center. It's like I got a little coffee break almost there for a minute.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. See if we can get you one a little bit later too.
Yeah.
Here's Chris Bushi over top. Backhand flip over to Vaughn Harris just off the mark. And Bushi takes it right back. Full 30 here for the Muskies, and they want to slow it down here. Still in front 2-1. Leading in the shots category as well, 9-3 with 12:45 remaining in the first. Shot from distance to the near side feed. Cross crease, picked off by Dyzik. One hand on his stick, and he'll look up, connecting with Brandon Murphy.
Yeah, nice job there from Dyzik on the interception.
Now a chance here we seem to have a mystery man every game. Yeah. And that is not Curtis Dixon.
I'll get on that, Tino.
Need a minute? Pass through over top. Frankie gets a glove out on it.
We're good, Donnie. We're good. Day 5. Here's
now, long feed for Thompson.
Oh.
Whoa. Backhand shot goes well over the net. And Bushi waiting over the center line gets the feed. He'll work slowly into the offensive zone. Lobs one towards the benches. Muskies looking for more. 15 on the shot clock. Bushi with it again. Loaded up. Now comes over the corner. Behind the net they'll go. Frankie reached for it. Didn't get it. Shot. Now he gets a piece of it. Rebound falls in front of the crease. And Mike Kaminsky looking for it. Frank Chiliano will take it away. Bushi wanted the back in call. Not going to get it. And a long feed in stride. Off the bench and a backhanded shot. Oh my goodness. Won our first highlight reel goal of the day. Well, we just got it.
Dare I say, clip it. Right there, Tino. Watch this one. On the run with some smoke on it.
From distance. Man, oh man, Sam Murphy. Oh my goodness.
Going like a young Sean Evans right there.
And that's going up against one of the best goaltenders in this tournament, in Nick Damoud, too. Now Bushi looking for an answer, and Chiliano gets the shoulder up. Strong start here for the Sioux. Here's Saunders. Watched on by Zach Hopp. Saunders will pull away, find Steven Toporowski. Boyenko had it loaded up, but it fell out of his stick. Brian Rice goes to apply some pressure. Boyenko wants the drive.
You look out.
Looked like he was going straight through. 5 to shoot.
Takes a while to slow that Mack truck down, Tino.
No question about that. So we approach the midway mark of the first period.
Early Port Moody bounce pass.
Got to get one in early.
Don't want more than one.
The bouncer goes over to the corner. Firth back up top. Winter Rivera now down to the corner. Over top, sidearm shot off the shoulder of Chiliano. Almost a loose ball pickup right in front for a reset. Instead, the Sioux will take it away. Had numbers for a moment. Now they'll slow up. Turns into a 3-on-3. They go for the cross crease feed. Deflected through the middle. Up in the air. They keep after it. Shovel feed goes across and picked off. Good hands there by Tyler Armstrong. Yeah. Now he wants a long feed up near center. He throws it up. They have a man up the play. And Firth left for Bushi, who wasn't expecting it. They had a breakaway. It was turning into a 3-on-1. And they just could not get the pass in time. And that will send us to our first media timeout of the day.
Fundamentals, boys. Make the simple plays, especially in a game like this. You know, Fighting Sioux obviously on the outside looking in here, but wouldn't mind playing spoilers to the Muskies, who need to bear down a little bit here. I mean, they're out shooting them 12-5, but need to finish their chances and win this game, because you know it's going to be a tough one against the Pioneers tonight.
And the jarring stat line I'm looking at right now is the 2 goals on 5 shots past Nick Damoud, who has been so strong in this tournament and got a bit of an extended break yesterday. Came out of the game a little bit early than I think people anticipated, but more so looking ahead to this day where the Muskies have the early game and the late game.
Yeah, I think Damoud will settle in here and be just fine in this one. But goal scoring has been, a little underwhelming for Snake Island. I think they've been solid defensively, pretty good in transition. Goaltending's been right there. But the goal production has been the issue here for Snake Island, I would say, this week.
And if what I'm seeing is correct,
what are you seeing?
There might be an adjustment being made on the scoreboard with the home and the away team. So I might have been in the right.
Well, I just thought the left bench was always the home bench. I don't know why they'd switch on day 5 of the tournament.
Well, we'll see. But either way, the Muskies have a man up the play. They lob one towards Nate Woods, who just could not quite get a handle, then lost the loose ball battle as Toporowski came in. Might have heard some footsteps. And now Solikoski will take it from behind his net. The offense essentially still on the floor here for the Fighting Sioux. So they'll get up over the center line. Now Toporowski, skip feed over to the far side.
Tino, 17, La Suisse.
Okay.
Sandus La Suisse.
So we are confirmed that it is not Curtis Dixon. I'm currently looking at Curtis Dixon in the stands right now across from us.
Hanging out,
watching his team battle in this one, a 2-2 game with 8:35 remaining. Harris had Bouchy, takes the shot instead, and fires low past Giuliano.
Yeah, Frankie gives himself a pump to the chest there, saying, that one's on me, boys. I got to stop that one. All right, Von Harris puts the Muskies back in front. As he, along with Bouchy, have been the two guys that have produced consistently here for Snake Island.
Yeah, I was just going to say, this two-man game of Harris and Bouchy has been electric to watch. And they cash in once again. I got to imagine in a day, at the very least a game with as much importance as this one, they're going to see a ton of floor time here this morning. Baden Boyenko has got a goal in this game already. Pass intended to find Saunders. Doesn't hit him. Now an errant pass goes over to the far side. Ricochets right to Shane Francis. His pass deflected, not quite picked off. Bouchy looking for it. Somehow finds himself on a last-second breakaway. Bouchy denied by Giuliano.
It's a good stop.
Giuliano, as per usual, has looked good in this tournament despite the parade of shots going his way. Now here come the Sioux. Lyndon Cups looking far side. That's a glove stop by Damoud. Picked up by Patrick Thompson. He'll slow things down. Winding up, he wants a shot. He'll take it, and it goes just off the mark. Back to Toporowski. Sends one back to Thompson, and that'll be an interference call as Adam Saunders a little bit too heavy on his pick. Loud pass finds Nate Woods. Back into the fray comes Winter Rivera. Waits for a screen, looking for a lane. Not going to find it. Now he comes over top.
Shoot that.
Over to the far side corner. 12 to shoot. The lefty's going to work, and that shot went right into the crest, and oh boy. But a breakaway as Patrick Thompson's got a man on his back. Gets a twister off and scores!
Wow.
Action on both sides of the floor.
Man, Rivera tried to time up the stick check here. And he did on Thompson, but Thompson with good strong hands, able to hang on to that ball. And then a nice little corkscrew. 3-3.
Yeah, the stick check was right on target, right on time, but strong on his stick was Patrick Thompson. And, I mean, with some heavy talent out of the lineup for Standing Buffalo, they've had a pretty strong start to this game.
Sure have.
Led, of course, by netminder Frank Giuliano.
Yeah, and like I said, he'll need to be their best player here today.
Von Harris gets into the zone. There's Bouchy. They'll go lefty strong this time around. Pass goes through the middle. Shot scores!
Give it to me, Joe Hall. There it is. Cappy. 4-3. Joe Hollis first of the tournament right there.
And the pick and roll to perfection. Honestly, it was kind of a slip pick as he went to go set it, and right as the defender started to lean into him, he just goes underneath. And another strong answer back here from the Muskies, who needed it, and they'll need more of that here, outshooting their opponents heavily, 16-7 now.
It's messaging with Joe Hall yesterday, and said, "You're going to score today. I can feel it." He goes, "Well, no, I'm not, because I'm not playing. I'm saving it up for day 5 when we need it most." And there it is.
Save it up, he did. It's Bushi, leaves for Harris. Looking top corner.
That's a goal.
Oh, my goodness.
Clip it.
The definition of top right.
That thing was in and out in a blink. You cannot place a lacrosse ball in the goal any better than this from Harris.
Oh.
That is nasty stuff right there on the overhand.
And all of a sudden, 2 straight. Oh, my goodness.
That is dirty, dirty stuff right there.
There's certain goals that, you just don't really have words for, and that feels like one of them. That is just a perfectly placed top corner shot.
Well, like I said, you couldn't walk into the crease with the ball in your hand and place it into the goal any closer to the top corner than Harris just shot at 80 miles an hour.
And there's a rising subber.
Maybe 82.
Long stretch feed over center, Nate Woods. 1 goal in this game already. He'll dish and head off for a change himself, leaving for Winter Rivera. Muscling his way through. Double team comes over. Bushi comes to help as well. Flip pass. Rivera couldn't get a handle. Deflection over to the boards. Dysek looking for it. Backhand feed to Bushi on his wrong side. He'll flip down to Firth. And a little bit too hot to handle. Too heavy of a pass in close distance.
I like this, pace here for the Muskies. They're up to 17 shots, 5 minutes to go. You want to try and average around 20 a period. And if you do that against here standing Buffalo, I think you're going to have success.
Here is the Swiss. Lobs one down. Toporowski muscling through, looking short side. Can't avoid the crease, though.
Got the blue Brewers socks back on for this one. Maybe a little gray in there as well, Tino. But Toporowski behind Evans, Schattler, Dixon. He's been their next best forward.
Bushi and Harris go back to work. Bushi work to the corner. Sidearm feed over to Firth. Follows that up with a pass down low. Harris runs into a triple team.
And runs over his own man.
Now back to the far side, Firth. With a Muskie down on the turf still. Dysek working on him. Firth takes it away. Now a delayed call coming up against the Sioux.
Yeah, maybe for a check on the ground.
Damu to the bench. Harris from behind the net. Had his pass deflected through the middle. Now over top, looking for a Tavares finish.
Kids today, man. You just never used to see guys try stuff like that. And now you almost see it every game.
Oh, my.
The floater.
Might load that up one more time here, Jumbo.
Sure, do it. Yeah. Got some time.
Receives it. Oh. Got to rise out of cameraman extraordinaire George Parrott, too.
Yeah. I was wondering if Georgie was even awake yet.
Yeah, he's still waking up, he says. Here's Bushi. Skylar Thomas goes down off ball to the far side corner.
Tino, double minor here.
Double minor, and there's the one-timer denied by Chiliano. Again, for somebody who was not scheduled to start this game, he has had to be strong in this period. Firth loaded up, and a low save by Chiliano, dropping down to his knees. It's got to be tough as a goaltender. As Thompson gets the pass through, Firth doing a good job on the back check to take it away. It's got to be tough for a goaltender.
Oh, I thought you were just going to say it's got to be tough for a goaltender.
Well, just in general.
I was going to agree with you, yeah.
But I was going to say, for Chiliano in this case, not really anticipating a start, even through the final warm-up of the morning, and then last second told he's got to go in as Bushi goes in alone and puts it just wide.
Man, that's a good look for Bushi. He usually finishes But yeah, Frankie's been around the block here a little bit. I don't think it's going to be the moment's too big for him or anything. Maybe a little physical exhaustion more than anything, but he's always ready to go. And father in the crowd watching his boy play, as he always is.
It kind of feels like one of those situations, when you had a job and you were scheduled to have the day off, but then your buddy texts you and says, "Hey, can you cover my shift today?"
That's a no every time for me, Tino. I just say no.
I try to get some good karma in the bank. I'm usually a yes guy.
I'm sorry, I got plans. Something came up. Right, Donnie? Something came up.
2.5 to go in the first. Muskies leading by 2. Heavily outshooting the Sioux in this one as well. 20-8 in that category as the penalty clock winds down to just about 2 minutes, just over. Swing pass down low. Bushi takes it off the corner boards. Back to the perimeter. Down low, one-timer! What a feed! What a goal!
He's got 2, and look at this, Tino. This will be an interesting call here. It comes exactly with 2 minutes to go in the second of the double minor. And what do they do here? Do they let him out or do they keep him in? I think they keep him in. I don't know if I've ever seen that before, where the goal gets scored exactly at the 2-minute mark. And that's the question here from Kyle Cooling right now is, do they let him out or keep him in?
He is still currently in the penalty box.
I mean, it had to be a fraction of a second before it ticks to 1:59 here. And Joe Hall with 2.
Well, he told you he was saving up, and has he ever?
Might ask for that guy's stick after this one, Tino. The last dance.
Well, he's
for Joe Hall.
He's still got another game today, so maybe don't ask him until.
He's got a bunch over there, I think.
Yeah, but it's goal scoring stick.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe he's got an extra Woody.
The pandering has already begun. It's 11:28.
And now they take the penalty time off, Tim. They're going to let him out.
Okay, so we'll go back to 5-on-5 lacrosse.
And now Sanderson wants an explanation, and I mean, if it still says 2 minutes on the scoreboard, then no time has come off the penalty. For me, he should still be in. Well, he's not.
The refs disagree, and they have the final say.
I suppose.
And we will go to a face-off, and Bushi's going to pick it up on the run, muscling his way through Thompson, ends up behind the net. He's going to drive, wants to go airborne, and puts it just wide, pulled it to the short side off the mark.
He's getting looks.
Is he ever? Now Toporowski. Defender closes the gap, muscling his way through. Slide comes over. There's a man open in the middle, but a great stick check there. Now numbers here late as that one goes wide. Rebound, backhanded shot also sent wide. And Toporowski gets the loose ball. Shot clock down to 7. Pass through. Saunders shot. A 4th straight shot sent wide. And we'll see now what the Muskies decide to do. It's a 4-on-2. Turns into a 3-on-1. Cross crease. What a save by Chiliano.
Holy cow.
Now a lob pass and a check from behind. That's going to be a penalty, and the Sioux are going to go to the power play. Let's load up that last Chiliano save.
That was ridiculous.
Wow. He had no business making that save.
That might be the save of the tournament. And that's saying something because we've seen some beauties. Have you got 71 as a scratch down for the Fighting Sioux?
No.
I've not seen a Brandon Cleland sighting as of yet.
Well, his team is on the power play. They get a shot this time on target. And now a lob pass on the run. Here's Zach Hops. Nobody near him. Shorthanded breakaway. Stopped by Chiliano in the final minute of the first period.
It would have been a dagger right there if Hops could have buried that one.
Up to 23 shots now for the Muskies. And the Sioux back to work on the power play. To the point they go. Backhand feed. Boyenko stopped by Nick Damoud.
Shot clock off here.
20 seconds remaining. Pass deflected.
Give me an 8-second call here without turnover.
Do they want a timeout? No, they're just going to go right at it with about 10 seconds remaining. Tawiaka's got a man on the far side, now finds Boyenko, loaded up, fires, looking top corner, fought off by the shoulder of Damoud, and that will wind down the period. They'll try for one last second. Chiliano casually takes that away with his stick and makes his march towards the tunnel. What a start to this game here, Jake.
I think the big story of that opening period. 2 goals for Joe Hall, Tino. Right there.
Pretty impressive stuff, and we have a big second period on the horizon. Thanks for joining us here on BC Sports TV. Tino Farah, Jake Elliott, and we're going to be back with second period action coming right up after this. You're watching the 2024 President's Cup.
Know your limits. CoolBet helps you control your gaming experience. Stay cool. Bet responsibly.
I think if I remember correctly. And a dunk attempt from behind, and that one's going to go James Ray. It's a shot from distance, and it's over the goal line. Looking for a lane. It's his hand free and scores. Ryan Manesh. It's like he heard us talk about him. Connor Lies back into the fray.
Either way, Six Nations ball.
Tie the game, they get the pick and roll, and they find it. Evans getting a rough ride here. Now numbers here for the Sioux. Schattler, Evans with a shot and a goal. Sean Evans muscling through with a shovel shot, and they score again. Six Nations with an opportunity to tie this game as Durston feeds to the middle, gets it back, and scores. Numbers ever as Dixon goes on a 2-on-1 over to Schattler, and that's going to count. Back. Spins underneath again. Spins one more time for good measure. Gets a shot off and scores.
Whip it for Bowhunter. Sean Lentz with a breakaway. Scores!
We've had great fans. It's really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. I don't think we make that run without the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores!
Embrace the unexpected. CoolBet.
I think if I remember correctly. And a dunk attempt from behind, and that one's going to go James Ray. It's a shot from distance, and it's over the goal line. Looking for a lane. It's his hand free and scores. Ryan Manesh. It's like he heard us talk about him. Connor Lies back into the fray.
Either way, Six Nations ball.
Tie the game, they get the pick and roll, and they find it. Evans getting a rough ride here. Now numbers here for the Sioux. Schattler, Evans with a shot and a goal. Sean Evans muscling through with a shovel shot, and they score again. Six Nations with an opportunity to tie this game as Durston feeds to the middle, gets it back, and scores. Numbers ever as Dixon goes on a 2-on-1 over to Schattler, and that's going to count. Back. Spins underneath again. Spins one more time for good measure. Gets a shot off and scores.
Whip it for Bowhunter. Sean Lentz with a breakaway. Scores!
Know your limits. Coolbet helps you control your gaming experience. Stay cool. Bet responsibly.
We've had great fans. It's been really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. I don't think we make that run without the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores!
If I remember correctly. And a dunk attempt from behind, and that one's gonna go James Ray. It's a shot from distance, and it's over the goal line. Looking for a lane. It's his hand free and scores. Ryan Manesh. It's like he heard us talk about him. Connor Lyes back into the fray.
Either way, Six Nations ball.
Tie the game, they get the pick and roll, and they find it. Evans getting a rough ride here. Now numbers here for the Sioux. Shatler, Evans with a shot and a goal. Sean Evans muscling through with a shovel shot, and they score again. Six Nations with an opportunity to tie this game as Durston feeds to the middle, gets it back, and scores. Numbers ever as Dixon goes on a 2-on-1 over to Shatler, and that's going to count. Back. Spins underneath again. Spins one more time for good measure. Gets a shot off and scores.
Whip it for Bowhunter. Sean Lentz with a breakaway. Scores!
Know your limits. Coolbet helps you control your gaming experience. Stay cool. Bet responsibly.
If I remember correctly. And a dunk attempt from behind, and that one's gonna go James Ray. It's a shot from distance, and it's over the goal line. Looking for a lane. It's his hand free and scores. Ryan Manesh. It's like he heard us talk about him. Connor Lyes back into the fray.
Either way, Six Nations ball.
Tie the game, they get the pick and roll, and they find it. Evans getting a rough ride here. Now numbers here for the Sioux. Shatler, Evans with a shot and a goal. Sean Evans muscling through with a shovel shot, and they score again. Six Nations with an opportunity to tie this game as Durston feeds to the middle, gets it back, and scores. Numbers ever as Dixon goes on a 2-on-1 over to Shatler, and that's going to count. Back. Spins underneath again. Spins one more time for good measure. Gets a shot off and scores.
Whip it for Bowhunter. Sean Lentz with a breakaway. Scores!
We've had great fans. It's been really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. I don't think we make that run without the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores!
Welcome back inside the booth. Welcome back to BC Sports TV. And welcome back to the 2024 President's Cup live from Ladner. Tino Farah, Jake Elliott.
What's up?
And before we get too far, let's tell you all about Mohawk Lacrosse, the finest in handcrafted wooden lacrosse sticks. Family-operated business making the best sticks for the past 25 years. If you're looking to touch a piece of history, you should start with the Mitchell Brothers Hickory Stick. MohawkLacrosse.net. And it is the Snake Island Muskies currently leading against the Standing Buffalo Fighting Sioux 6-3, but short-handed for the next 30 or so seconds, or less, of course, as the Sioux work it around the outside down to the crease. Now Boyenko, skip feed, and the pass intended to go across the crease, slipped out of the stick of Toporowski. Saunders looked for a last-second shot. Damoud made the save, but the shot clock expired either way.
Penalty time just about over here. Looks like the Muskies will kill it off, remain up 3 as I peered over to the Standing Buffalo bench. Tino did not spot Dave Pym over there. I looked to my left and see him sitting in the bleachers. Had a chance to talk to him in the intermission and picked up a 2-game suspension.
Well, there you have it.
I won't tell you what for.
Long feed intended to find Brandon Murphy just off the mark. Damoud will step out of his crease to collect. And a feed up to Matt Accioni.
A little frustrated at the end of that Six Nations game, Tino.
Yep, fair enough. There's a shot and a beautiful save from Chiliano. And he's a little slow to get up here.
Yeah, you can tell it's each time he goes down, it takes a little longer for him to recover back to his feet.
And most goaltending tandems in this tournament so far, as we got numbers here for the Muskies over to the crease, back to the middle, shot, score!
Oh, that is good lacrosse. Joe Hall gives it up to Thomas on the wrong side of the floor. He knows he doesn't have a shooting angle. So what does he do? He hits the trailer in Woods, who picks up his second right in the middle of the floor. Nice little bouncer. And Muskies on their way here now, up 4.
Little tic-tac-toe action for Snake Island. And just puts it 5-hole.
Used to absolutely dominate tic-tac-toe back in my day, Tino.
Well, you need to dominate something, right?
Yeah.
Here's Patrick Thompson. Over to the far side, Adam Saunders follows that up to Takiyawa. Back to Thompson, a sidearm bouncer into the crest of Damoud, and he gets his own rebound. Bouncer back to the far side once again. Tawiaka now down low. Saunders driving, trying to muscle his way through, denied by Damoud. And a stick check goes high into the air. Tyler Armstrong will collect. Armstrong with a drop pass to Firth. Then he'll head off for a change. Firth has room, no help underneath. He's going to drive, he's going to score.
Yeah, you kind of felt like it was coming here for Firth. He's just too talented not to find the back of the goal, and he's been struggling a little bit here, but keeps it simple, right? Just a good reach across the crease. And the lead grows to 5 here for the Muskies. Remember, a win for Snake Island puts them in, and it puts the Rivermen out.
Sure, Six Nations are watching this game intently here, hoping for an upset at the hands of Standing Buffalo. Now Matt Saunders couldn't corral the loose ball, lobbed up to Nate Woods. They'll slow things down as Accioni collects from the corner. Woods clearing some space. This ball goes over to the righties. Lefty strong on this set. Bouchy firing off the shoulder of Frank Chiliano. Loose ball collected. Here's Dizek. See if he wants to go to the net. He's got a lane on his wrong side. Scores!
Yeah, Dizek snaps the run. Just a little bouncer.
Yeah, another one of those perfectly placed shots just under the glove of Nick Damoud. One of those ones that I think most coaches were probably putting their hands up saying, hey, slow it down. Got a defender on his wrong side, but had a lane to the net, fired it on target, and ends up being the right decision. Now another chance. That one off the shoulder of Chiliano. Loose ball collected by Toporowski. This time he'll slow things down as Saunders, first man on. He's got a man streaking through, gives it back to Toporowski instead. They'll get some settled offense going. Toporowski Swims over top of his defender, a twister pass to the near side. 15 to shoot. Boyenko rounding the corner, tries to stuff it over top of Daymud. Can't beat his shoulder, and Saunders collects the loose ball. Two-man game here with Toporowski. Gets the pass on the pick and roll. Couldn't get a handle, and then steps through the crease.
Long feed.
Up the floor to Bushi, off the post, and then the defender goes falling into the goal.
That did not look pleasant.
That was Matt Saunders, just could not stop. And he's a little bit shaken up here, but he's going to shake it off.
Knee meets steel. Steel will win that battle.
Not an ideal matchup, and there's a shot and a save by Chiliano. Loose ball over to the corner. Thompson, head up, connects with Aaron Walker. Turns into a 2-on-1, and that's going to be an illegal substitution call. As they'll say Sam Murphy was too early to get into the mix.
I don't know. I look back and only saw 2 on the defensive end and 2 in the offensive end, but officials saw it differently.
I was told that the reaction from the Standing Buffalo bench during that kind of confusion of the penalty in the first period, is it going to come off, is it not going to come off?
Yeah.
Their reaction from the coaching staff was, come on. And I kind of got to imagine they're having a similar reaction on that one.
They'll come on.
Back to the power play go the Muskies. Pass intended to go behind the net. Von Harris collects it off the turf. Firth sends it back there once again through the middle. Another deflected one. This one off the stick of Thompson. Applies some pressure. Firth collects, 4 to shoot, gets a low shot off, and Chiliano down on one knee.
Got enough of it. Speaking of come on, Gleewade Mitchell just appearing onto the Muskies bench now. I think went for a coffee in the intermission, and maybe order took a little longer than expected. Come on.
Oh, Georgie says he agrees.
Can confirm, yeah. That happened to him, day 2, right?
Day 1.
No, day 1. Hard lessons at the pressing.
Tawiaka will dump it down to the corner.
Shots still continue to favor the Muskies here by double, Tino, and almost more than that, in fact. And like I said, I think if they keep that kind of statistic going in this one, they're going to win this game.
More than a 2-1 margin in the shots category. As Firth goes back to the point, backhand feed. Hall down low to the corner, 9 to shoot. Firth through the middle, one hand on his stick. He'll fake the pass, takes the backhand pass down low, and Chiliano again dropping down, but still standing tall. Now Thompson on the run, short-handed, shot well wide. Toporowski can't handle the loose ball. And now they got a man up the play. Breakaway for Skylar Thomas. In alone and denied by Chiliano.
How?
Thomas was floating through the air on that one.
How did he stop that?
We've been asking that question. It feels like plenty throughout this game already for Frank Chiliano. Here's Murphy. Stepping out of the box here is Reed Murphy. Toporowski. That pass handcuffed him a little bit. He's going to apply some pressure as the shot clock about to expire. Muskies don't want to touch it. Linden Cups went for it at the last second, but the Muskies will take it away. Now Kyler Johnson. He'll leave for Firth and head out for a change. Firth waits for some help.
Oh.
Pass through the middle. Now Bushi will collect. Watched by Dyzik down to the corner. Firth spins away. Back to the far side. Bushi. Stopped by Chiliano. And Firth is going to chase down the loose ball. No back over call as it last touched Chiliano in the crease.
Take your time with that one.
Just batting it forward. Doesn't want the reset to start here until he's into the offensive zone. Now he picks up, and now it will. It's Bushi. Thinking about the drive from the corner. Now flip pass finds Rivera. He'll round from the top, shoot, and score.
Winter Rivera, more like summer Rivera, Tino, as winter at the President's Cup here in the dead of summer. Makes it 9-4 and a good outside take. And finds a little room low on Chiliano through the 5-hole. Lead back up to 5.
It was that little pump fake as if he was going to pass that back down low to the corner. I think that's what froze the defender in Dysek. And then just kept on going, and the follow-through found its way past Chiliano. Here's Thompson. Murphy, far side feed. Pauiaka spins underneath the pick from Saunders. Shot well wide off the corner boards. Accioni grabs it. Again, they have a man up the play. Lobbed one towards Zach Hops. Defender closing the gap. Says Hops want to go to the cage. He'll send it over to the far side instead. Now back to Firth. 14 to shoot. Here's Hall. Over top. Bushi looking for a target to the middle. Finds one. Stopped by Chiliano. That one got stuck in his leg pad. Now Bushi, a little bit of pressure here on the forecheck. Chiliano escapes his crease in time. Now got to get over center. Pass goes up. Now across the floor, and there's a shot and a save by Damoud. For it feels like his first one in a little while here.
Yeah. Give him the ball.
Now Firth to Bushi in alone, and denied by the far side shoulder of Chiliano that time.
Bushi got to be wondering what he's got to do to find the back of the goal in this one.
He's looked dangerous, as he has realistically in every game in this tournament, but just hasn't scored to the degree that I think everybody has expected, at least not yet. Again, with a win in this game, or at least one win today, the Muskies will lock in 4th place.
Well, and it's important too, right, that they get it done this morning, because then tonight you can rest your team, essentially, right? You can put in your reserves. You can give Thomas another starting goal here, rest Damoud, and be fresh for semifinals.
As Magnan going to play a little O shift here, creating some space for Vaughn Harris.
Now, we'll get into it later in the day here, Tino, because we're here all day.
Dysek on a breakaway, gets his hands free, somehow got a shot off.
I have no idea why you'd want to go to the over-the-shoulder shot from that area of the floor when the defender is behind you, but hey, still got a pretty good look off. But there are multiple scenarios for 3 teams finishing at 5-1. Math comes into the equation, and we'll figure all that out as we move along here through on day number 5.
Bushi tries the backhand, and it works.
Well, when you can't do it, sidearm, overhand, underhand, corkscrew, there's only a few options left. Over the shoulder for Bushi. Clip it.
Bushi from right in the slot. One of those backhanded shots where you sort of receive it and fire it all in one motion. And Bushi finds the back of the net for the first time in this game. The lead is now up to 6. Shots 37-16. Toporowski gets into the offensive zone. His pass deflected. Just 16 shots on goal for the Fighting Sioux. 4 goals on target. Essentially, they're scoring on every 4th shot here as Bushi looks for another one. Rebound sent wide. They can grab the loose ball. They still have 15 seconds on the shot clock, and they'll do exactly that. As Derek Hops is waiting near center. Now he'll head off as Bushi takes from him. Under 10 to shoot. Bushi from distance. And we're going to get a call here going against the Muskies. Against the Sioux. And that'll send us to a media timeout here as well. Extreme Threads is the official uniform supplier for the WLA and teams around the world. Your one-stop shop for customized team or company apparel, embroidery, screen printing, sublimated uniforms, and more. ExtremeThreads.ca, or if you're here in the arena at some point today, check out their tent just over to the right of the broadcast booth. Connor's been there the entire time.
Well, I mean, except for right now, Tino. I think maybe a little late start in the day here on day 5 for Connor Club.
But they'll be here.
They will be.
Good shot there, cameraman extraordinaire George Parra.
Just don't get me in the shot, Georgie. I didn't do my hair this morning.
So 10-4 is the lead in favor of the Muskies, and we're going to get a goaltending change here now as Damoud's going to come out.
Yeah, maybe. They got a 2-man advantage here, so should be okay for the net. I mean, Thomas came in and was quite good yesterday. For me, 6-goal game, maybe a little early to maybe give Thomas the third, but they'll make the change now.
And they score right there, Firth.
Well, that, Tino, and Uzichapi is into the game.
There you go. So the fractured collarbone storyline continues here. And took a shot in warm-up. He was scheduled to get the start. And that kind of at least delayed things a little bit to essentially, the halfway point of the game. I saw him over there above the tunnel with an ice pack on the collarbone basically this entire game so far. But going to tough it out here once again. Here come the Muskies. 11-4, they now lead and looking for more. Skylar Thomas. Now over to the far side, Firth. And they're staying on the power play. Pass to the middle. Boucher, one-timer into the midsection. And oh boy.
Yeah, I don't know if he should be playing lacrosse right now at this point. I think he's just, I don't know. I don't think I get why he wants to, but I don't think it's a smart idea.
And I'm just looking over the bench, and I think Chiliano went down the tunnel probably to take at least his uppers off.
Yeah, I mean, the first shot he faced came off his face mask, and that's pretty close to the collarbone area last time I checked, Tino. And I think he's going to stay in there and be okay, but just, man.
Yeah, I'm wincing every time. And like, one of those shots where you hear the neck guard rattle, and I think that's kind of what's, because you know the area that it's going in immediately.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, he's back to his feet now. The trainer's out here having a conversation with him. It looks like he's going to stay in, and oh my goodness.
I mean, I guess the trainer has the final say in that, but sometimes you just got to help a guy out that wants to know.
I'm nervous. I'll say it. I'm nervous. But it will be Fighting Sioux possession. A shorthanded offensive set as Sam Murphy over to the far side. Lyndon Cups, shot from distance. So no saves yet for Thomas in the Muskies net. Now he does, as it ricochets off of his stick, and that'll send Iccioni the other way. Leaving now for Winter Rivera. Had that beautiful goal earlier in this period. Looking top corner, that one goes off the post. Boucher grabs the loose ball. One-timer attempt, backhanded shot goes off the shoulder. My, oh my, Jake Rice had a wide open net, went for the backhand instead. And they'll grab the loose ball. Unintentional deflection by Boucher, but it works out. Skylar Thomas collects. Plenty of time here on the shot clock. Over to the far side, and they score. Vaughn Harris on the one-timer.
I don't know too many goaltenders that are stopping that one from Vaughn Harris on the quick stick. And Muskies well on their way now, lead up to 8.
Yeah. 12-4, 7:32 remaining here in the period. Another essentially wide open net. Same look that Jake Rice had just a moment ago. This time, no backhanded shot thrown towards the goal, and it results in a goal. Second of the game for Vaughn Harris. Face-off win here for the Sioux. Looking for the loose ball. Muskies knocked the stick out of the hand of Lyndon Cups.
Yeah,
the ball was still there.
Cups looking in. He's going down the tunnel, and he just let go of the stick and walked right to the bench.
Uh-oh. There's another save for Thomas. Absorbing that one. Lobbed forward for Skylar Thomas. Clear-cut breakaway. Nobody close to him. Fakes the shot, takes the shot, and fires it home. This is turning into a runaway.
Yeah, it might be time just to go running time here, Tino. I don't know if we'll...
I don't think they can.
Yeah, maybe they... I think if both the teams agree to it. I mean, you got to remember, this is 6 games in 5 days here for this Standing Buffalo team. And their stars are out of the lineup. Their starting goaltender out of the lineup. They got other bodies that are absolutely mangled. And it looks like it.
Yeah, there was a game earlier this week, a few days ago, where I can't remember which team it was. Actually, it might have been this Standing Buffalo team that requested run time at the end of the second period, if I remember correctly, and they were told, we can't.
Who told them that?
I believe, it was somebody involved with the officials.
Well, I say they can't.
The backhand feed over to Thompson, scores. The Sioux get one back.
Thompson has been one of the real bright spots of the Fighting Sioux all week long.
I believe he's played in every game, and in a team that is highlighted or headlined, I guess I should say, by Curtis Dixon, Sean Evans, Jeff Schattler, Brandon Cleland in there as well. Patrick Thompson has, been probably their most consistent player. 2 goals now in this game. Always a threat in transition. As Rivera dragged down, no call. He's back to his feet. Accioni thought about the pass through. Instead goes back over to Rivera, far side. Accioni will head off for a change. Replaced now by Skylar Thomas. Shot again into that collarbone area, and Uzicepi is wincing.
Yeah, man,
and still,
it's hard to watch, Tino.
Standing in there, there's a shot, a one-timer, makes the save on the other shoulder this time. Doesn't flinch that time around, but again, he's just hunched over, leaning to that side.
You can just see him grimacing.
Yeah,
under his mask. You can just feel it.
I think someone's got to make an executive decision here.
Yeah.
And the Muskies,
shoot low.
But they're doing, they got a game to play here as well.
I know.
There's the dunk, short side, denied by Uzicepi. He falls backwards, and even those movements like that, there's got to be just so much discomfort as he's very slow back to his feet, and he's just hunched over again as his team goes the other way. He finally gets a break. Oh, this is it's a tough sight to see.
Throw Dave Pim in net.
Not suspended as a player.
No.
Murphy tucks underneath a bouncer. Stopped by Thomas. That'll go out of play, and 2 straight possessions now for the Fighting Sioux. That's a welcome break for Uzicepi. Murphy over to the far side. Tawiaka, shot blocked by Magnan. And possession will stay in favor of the Fighting Sioux. 4:40 to go. Pass picked off. And the Muskies will head up to Tyler Armstrong. He'll slow things down. Get a wholesale change facilitated. First to touch here is Firth. Firth over to Bushi. Pass through the middle. Off the mark, Firth will collect. Drive towards the crease. No look pass through the middle. Backhand shot stopped by Uzicepi. I don't think he knew where the ball went. It's in the stick of Bushi. Near side, Firth one-timer, just off. That'll go up into the rafters and give possession to the Sioux.
Yeah, for the Muskies, maybe time to start trying to set some guys up that might not have a goal yet here at the President's Cup. I think Jake Rice, one of those guys, and maybe instead of going over the shoulder, stick with some fundamentals and try and find the back of the goal.
Boyenko battling for it. Saunders comes in to help, but Boyenko doesn't need it. Through the middle, Thompson looking for his hat-trick goal. His stick was checked. Iccioni, numbers here for the Muskies. Over to Firth, who's out there for a defensive shift, goes back in and scores.
That's the other thing. Like, you can get a guy like Firth who's fought it a little bit here this week. If he can get his confidence level nice and high heading in to the playoffs, it'll be a good thing.
Short side, far side, back, short side for Firth. 1, 2, 3. The old triple deke. Another Mighty Ducks reference on the broadcast.
No, it's the first as far as I know. Is that
had one yesterday as well.
Flying V?
Making another Mighty Ducks reference. That one a little irrelevant, though. 14-5. 3.5 to go in the second. Shots now 47-20 in favor of the Muskies. Toporowski comes over top. Almost got the pass back. Shot from distance. Goes wide. Off the end boards and out of play. Possession back to the Muskies.
You got a favorite of the Mighty Ducks series?
D2. Don't even have to think about it.
Okay.
The Hendricks USA Ducks versus Team Iceland. There's a rising shot into the midsection. Don't shake your head. It's a good matchup.
Yes.
Gunnar Stahl.
All I know is Emilio Estevez. That's it.
Gordon Bombay. Hall. Over to Bushi. Rounding the corner. One hand on his stick. Gets his other hand on a Tavares attempt himself. Uzichapi goes down. A lot of contact there. And again, just wincing, but
yeah, that's. Frank might have to get his gear back on here.
I mean, a beautiful goal. And I just saw Chiliano come out of the tunnel, and he's going back down. He might be going to put his gear back on. I mean, let's appreciate the goal here for a moment as well from Bushi is running out of room.
Clip it.
I want to be clear here. It's not the lack of interest in the game by any means. It's every time the Muskies are scoring here, where our attention is immediately over to Teddy Uzichapi, and the concern is his health, of course. So,
I mean, that's the only concern.
Of course. So, I mean, I know somebody might.
He's got a knee. He's got all sorts of stuff going on here, and I get it for him. He wants to, be a good teammate, and he wants to have this experience playing at the President's Cup, but
you just got to shut it down.
Yeah, sometimes you're just too hurt to go. There's being hurt, there's being injured, and he is clearly injured.
I want to make that abundantly clear that it might sound like a lack of interest here as the score gets run up. It's absolutely concern here from you, or in the sake of Uzichapi, especially at a goal like that. Which, I mean, in any case, that's a highlight reel goal from Chris Bushi. But immediately, you and I are looking over at Uzichapi as he goes down and now has to be helped off the floor. And
well, this game not included in Coolbet's Pat's Prez Cup parlay, Tino. But he's got Edmonton on the money line. He's got the over between the Arrows and the Shamrocks at 19.5, and Ladner on the money line for Poultry plus 287 here on day 5 of the President's Cup. How are you feeling about that one?
I'm just going to say it. I'm terrible at gambling. I will leave it to the experts. Patty is one of the experts. I'll leave it to you guys. That's what I think about it. If Patty says it's good, I'll agree. And again, I'm looking across in the booth. I don't know, George, if we can get the camera to go up here a little bit. I mentioned this kid that's in the stands. who was wearing a Berard's jersey the other day. That's why I mentioned it. I was fired up to see a Berard's jersey in the stands. And I don't remember if it was you, Jake, or if it was Teddy that just said, this kid is the biggest Frank Chiliano fan around.
Yeah.
And
He's
now
a goalie himself. Now he's got a Seals jersey
He's got a Seals jersey on.
Yeah.
Look at that, George, getting the angles going above the netting. He has had a different Frank Chiliano jersey, I feel like, every single day that he's been here. And now he's got a Seals one on. Of course, the former team of Chiliano, now a member of the Saskatchewan Rush. I wonder if he's got one of those. And what's going on here? The teams are going to the... I think we're just going to the intermission.
Yeah, I think we are too. They're going to give Chiliano a chance to get his gear back on. We're going to break, Tino. Muskies by 10 in a period to play right here on BC Sports TV. For the President's Cup in Ladner, we're back after this.
Know your limits. CoolBet helps you control your gaming experience. Stay cool. Bet responsibly.
I think if I remember correctly. And a dunk attempt from behind, and that one's going to go James Ray. It's a shot from distance, and it's over the goal line. Looking for a lane. It's his hand free and scores. Ryan Manesh finds it. It's like he heard us talk about him. Connor Lies back into the fray.
Either way, Six Nations ball.
Tie the game, they get the pick and roll, and they find it. Evans getting a rough ride here. Now numbers here for the Sioux. Shatler, Evans with a shot and a goal. Sean Evans muscling through with a shovel shot, and they score again. Six Nations with an opportunity to tie this game as Durston feeds to the middle, gets it back, and scores. Numbers ever as Dixon goes on a 2-on-1 over to Shatler, and that's going to count. Back. Spins underneath again. Spins one more time for good measure. Gets a shot off and scores.
Whip it for Bowhunter. Sean Lentz with a breakaway. Scores!
We've had great fans. It's been really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. I don't think we make that run without the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores!
Embrace the unexpected. CoolBet.
I think if I remember correctly. And a dunk attempt from behind, and that one's going to go James Ray. It's a shot from distance, and it's over the goal line. Looking for a lane. It's his hand free and scores. Ryan Manesh finds it. It's like he heard us talk about him. Connor Lies back into the fray.
Either way, Six Nations ball.
Tie the game, they get the pick and roll, and they find it. Evans getting a rough ride here. Now numbers here for the Sioux. Shatler, Evans with a shot and a goal. Sean Evans muscling through with a shovel shot, and they score again. Six Nations with an opportunity to tie this game as Durston feeds to the middle, gets it back, and scores. Numbers ever as Dixon goes on a 2-on-1 over to Shatler, and that's going to count. Back. Spins underneath again. Spins one more time for good measure. Gets a shot off and scores.
Whip it for Bowhunter. Sean Lentz with a breakaway. Scores!
Know your limits. Coolbet helps you control your gaming experience. Stay cool. Bet responsibly.
We've had great fans. It's really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martell slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. I don't think we make that run without the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores!
If I remember correctly. And a dunk attempt from behind, and that one's gonna go James Ray. It's a shot from distance, and it's over the goal line. Looking for a lane. It's his hand free and scores. Ryan Madesh. It's like he heard us talk about him. Connor Lies back into the fray.
Either way, Six Nations ball.
Tie the game, they get the pick and roll, and they find it. Evans getting a rough ride here. Now numbers here for the Sioux. Shatler, Evans with a shot and a goal. Sean Evans muscling through with a shovel shot, and they score again. Six Nations with an opportunity to tie this game as Durston feeds to the middle, gets it back, and scores. Numbers ever as Dixon goes on a 2-on-1 over to Shatler, and that's going to count. Goes back. Spins underneath again. Spins one more time for good measure. Gets a shot off and scores.
Flip it for Bow Hunter. Sean Lentz with a breakaway. Scores! Now settle down. Listen up. It's time for Lax.
It's time for Mohawk Lacrosse.
Oh, yeah, right.
The finest of handcrafted wooden lacrosse sticks. a family-operated business making the best sticks for the past 25 years. If you are looking to touch a piece of history, you should start with a Mitchell Brothers Hickory Stick. MohawkLacrosse.net. And for those of you wondering, Frank Ciliano is back in the net. The time is not correct. They're still winding down the intermission time, so it says 2:30.
No. I think that's the remaining time in period 2, Tino.
Oh, I see.
And then they'll just flip around after that and start period 3 with no break.
Interesting. I wonder if we're going to see some run time here now.
Well, I hope we do.
As there's a shot and a goal. Few seconds into the frame.
Well, no, not really, because we're still in period 2 here, Tino.
That's right. That's going to be a weird,
Saunders.
weird one to get used to. Adam Saunders gets onto the scoreboard. Got to talk with his dad this morning. He came up into the booth to say hello.
Oh, what a treat.
As Saunders gets the one-timer straight across. And I believe that's the first goal getting past Thomas, who came in to replace Damoud.
Saw Ryan Benesh in the intermission. We got the game winner against the Shamrocks last night.
A low-scoring affair. Ladner versus Victoria.
Understatement.
As the Muskies now go back to work in the late stages of this second period. Behind the net, Bushi thought about the dunk, couldn't get a handle. Defender came in to close the gap. Now lob pass goes up to Matt Saunders. We'll see if he can get onto the score sheet.
I heard you met his dad as well.
Yeah, confirmed. Sources say it's confirmed. As Tawiaka loading up, wanted that shot the entire way.
I was going to say, who do you think you are, Adam Levy?
Now on the run. Here comes Armstrong with a shot off the shoulder of Ciliano.
Guy's got more sources than ever.
Now here comes Patrick Thompson on the hunt for his hat trick marker. Over to Adam Saunders. Moments after scoring his first of the game, shot on target, fought off by Thomas. Loose ball collected by the Muskies. Magnan. So we now go into the final minute of the second period.
Well done.
Thank you. Bushi, flip over to Harris. Lob back to Magnan. Waiting in the neutral zone. As Firth collects through the middle. Shot off the post, off the back of Ciliano and into the back of the net.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Not much you can do about that if you're Frank Ciliano.
And just looking back at the clock here, so no running time, at least not yet. We'll see if anything changes with that in the third period or not.
Is that fan turned on up here? I don't think it is.
No, it is. Just some legs going through.
Yeah. Klarner, move those trunks out of the way of that fan, man.
He's locked in right now.
Yeah, he's here. He can hear me. I know he can. He's thinking about leg day.
Matt Saunders off the face-off win. 35 seconds remaining in the period. 17-6 the lead now is. Saunders is going to draw a penalty here as he wants to go right to the net. Shoveler on target. And Thomas down to one knee makes the save. Fans starting to roll into the arena.
More fans? Well, that's what we need is more fans in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're talking about people.
Correct.
Fans. Okay.
Correct. Lacrosse fans. Lacrosse fanatics. Is that clear enough?
Yes.
Perfect. So it'll be Sam Murphy at the point on the power play here. Final 20 seconds to go. Boyenko gets it near side shooter down low. Back to Boyenko. Murphy, fake pass, takes the shot. A bouncer, blocked. Lob towards the center line.
Good ball.
Accioni on a short-handed breakaway. 5 to go in the period. Scores. Man. Out of a cannon.
This guy is going to be a high NLL draft pick. And rightly so.
Yeah, he was flying, and a well-placed pass, too. Didn't necessarily need to hit him directly, just lob it to an area for him to run onto. And a slow face-off win for the Sioux. Cups will be credited with the win there, and that will expire the second period.
We'll get the old end of the quarter football action here. We're just
switch sides.
Yeah.
Chiliano jogging across.
All right, lacrosse fans, make this third period interesting for us. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, recipes, dirty jokes.
Let's avoid the dirty jokes.
Well, you can still tweet them out. PXB for Sports at Ferratino. Let us know what's on your mind, where you're listening from.
At BC Sports TV as well.
Who you're cheering for. Anything on your mind?
Predictions for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah.
What do we think the final's going to be? As we go straight into the third period, the Sioux will remain on the power play after just giving up a shorthanded goal. Firth over to the far side. Nate Woods had a goal back in the first period. Skipped down. Armstrong, 5 to shoot. Watched by Thompson. He's going to bounce one short side off the mark. Chiliano gives a wave to the official to just remind him, that didn't touch me, no reset. It's Thompson. Thought about staying up, now he'll head off for a change. Murphy to Boyenko. Tawiaka. He switches with Murphy. Now with the point, Saunders bobbled it, chases after it. Shot clock down to 7. Tawiaka, low shot into the stick of Thomas. Lob towards the center line once again. Eccioni runs onto it, but he'll slow down in front of the penalty boxes. 20 seconds until his team will go back to 5 aside. Skylar Thomas. Slowly faking the hidden ball trick here. He gets a shot off. Also blocked before it got through. Bushi collects through the middle. And Rice just could not quite reach it. That'll expire the shot clock as well as the penalty to Kyler Johnson. So he gives off a slash, gets right back into the play, gives another one. Boyenko gets under it. Now Adam Saunders to Toporowski. Tucks underneath, stumbles, lobs one. Murphy has to save this before the center line. Does with just an inch to spare. 5 on the shot clock. Toporowski tried the one-timer off the mark. Murphy leaps for it, can't get it. Batted forward all the way down towards Chiliano. Now it'll be a free clear. We'll start off in the near side corner. Winter Rivera. Up to Bushi. Feels like I haven't seen Von Harris in a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably time, Tino, to
shut some guys down.
Yeah.
As Firth. Is that another Tavares?
Not really.
Okay.
2 hands on the stick there.
Well, let's go to the replay here, shall we?
Do it. I dare you to.
Firth got the feed through. That was close to one.
Yeah. Quarter Tavares, I'll give you.
Instead of going over the shoulder this time, just tucked around him, and the hunt for 20 goals marches on, 19-6. And if it wasn't obvious, it is not runtime. 17 and a half remaining in the third period. Chance for Thompson to get 3, and he does!
There you go. Hat trick.
Hat trick for Patrick.
Nice.
Thank you. Got the feed, quickly turned into, essentially a breakaway there. And gets Standing Buffalo their 7th goal of the game. Over the stick side shoulder of Thomas.
What are we doing here, boys?
And
procedure.
There we go. So possession back to the Muskies. I believe that was Matt Saunders who just changed his mind for a moment.
There's Von Harris.
There we go. He and Bushi back on the floor together, and Bushi's going to drive but can't get through. Nice stick check by Mike Kaminsky.
A little can opener action there.
Up to Matt Saunders. So he waits for the rest of the offense to join him. Big wind up. No call there as he got wrapped.
Should have been.
Kawayaka, toe drag, muscles one on target. No, they'll say bounced early and out of play. He'll just go collect the ball and hand it back to Thomas himself. Good bit of sportsmanship there.
Love to see it.
Now Skylar Thomas. Leads for Harris. Watched on by LeSwiss. Now back to the outside. Firth to Bushi. Looking far side. Now through the middle. Harris had that one loaded up before the ball was actually in his stick. Dropped it. And they'll give possession back to the Fighting Sioux. We got any questions in yet?
Oh, I got a question.
All right.
Do we know if Pork Mafia is out back?
I have to assume yes. I know George tried to get some yesterday and was unable.
Today the day, Tino?
Maybe. The tough thing is that when George and I are getting breaks, it's usually when it's really busy out there. It's the tough part of it.
You got time. Make it happen.
Here come the Muskies. Oh, there's a goal got taken off the scoreboard.
That's interesting.
So now 18-7.
What do you think that is? Maybe they just put two up by accident?
And there's a pass across off the mark. Chiliano was there. Yeah, I don't know the answer. Now
Stumped ya.
Numbers for the Sioux, a 3-on-1. Boyenko across floor, doesn't get the pass, and the shot goes wide.
Yeah. Shake of the head for Boyenko, saying, "You gonna make me run that hard and then look me off? Come on."
Now wide open net for Bushi, a beautiful feed across as Chiliano went sprawling and just cannot quite get a piece of it. Now they're up to 19.
Well, 20 has been the high water mark of the tournament.
Have we gotten to 20?
Allegheny.
Okay.
You called the game, Tino.
Was it against Standing Buffalo?
It was.
Okay.
Now, that's a crease call there on Bushi. That goes undetected. Clearly on the white paint.
Benefits of a slow motion replay. Behind the net cam. Deflected pass. As Cups won the draw. Couldn't get possession back. Nate Woods, a good stick. He'll leave for Thomas. Now Vaughn Harris. 15 on the shot clock, just over 15 to play. Joe Hall on the hunt for his hat trick goal.
Let's get it. Snake eyes. Come on now.
Harris, pass through the middle. Shot wide. LeSwiss collects.
Joey's going to go on a back check here.
Now does Thomas have four? Thompson. Denied by Thomas, however. Might get another chance here as the ball was going towards him. Now he gets it. Shot and a beautiful save by Thomas. Now a long pass all the way up, looking for Iccioni. That one out of his reach, and Standing Buffalo will take it back. Solikoski with a swim move.
Did you get your Italian lesson in yesterday, Tino?
Did.
All right.
Sitting in my car as soon as I got home. Took the 5 minutes to get the Italian lesson done, up to a 220-day streak.
Bravo.
That's not Italian.
Isn't it? You sure about that?
Maybe I haven't gotten to that unit yet. Here come the Muskies. Low shot and a low goal. Derek Hops on the run. And if they weren't already up to 20, they are now.
I think if you say it with like the hand gesture, then it becomes Italian.
You know, some Italians get insulted when the hand gesture is done towards them.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, now I'm learning Italian. Why?
I don't know. Don't ask questions that I don't know the answers to.
Georgie, you know? No, not that hand gesture, George. Come on now.
Pass was off the mark, taken back by the Muskies, who are on the hunt for 60 shots and their 21st goal it has gone silent in this arena.
Tough game here, Tino, and like I said, we've had some absolute dandies throughout the week here through 4+ days. This not in that category. We had a bit of a stinker yesterday as well, and they're not all going to be Picassos.
And there's a backhand shot and a stick side save by Chiliano. And I mean, this one's even tough for the Muskies as well. I mean, of course, Standing Buffalo, they're the team that's down currently. But even when you're the team that's ahead by this much, most of what you're shooting is finding the back of the net. It's tough to stay engaged here, and it's a bit of a challenge, even for the defensive unit in this case of the winning team.
Yeah, and just remember here, 6 games in 5 days for an undermanned bench without their stars in the lineup, and the gas tank on empty. One team's going to the playoffs, one team's not, and this is kind of the result you're going to get here in a game like this.
Now Boucher, watched on by Saunders. Boucher sends it over to Firth, who had to run onto it, just stop it so he could pick it back up. Now return feed finds Boucher. 5 to shoot, gets a swim move across, but Saunders got the stick.
Good check.
Long pass on target. Numbers here now for the Sioux, if they want it. Murphy down low to the crease. Shot stopped by the logo. Thomas, good positional save on a 3-on-2.
Which is a sensational logo, by the way, for the Muskies.
Don't think there's a bad jersey in this tournament.
I don't really know. Extreme Threads.
Now Adam Saunders. Over to Cups. Been taking the bulk of the faceoffs here today with no Cleland in the lineup. He wants the dunk, and he's going to get it.
Clip it. Why not? It's stop and wrap job here. Got Thomas going the wrong direction. And just as he started to go to his other post, stopped up, came back the other way.
And I believe that was Accioni who was, it's Boucher, who kind of gives him a pat on the back afterwards. Not bad.
Big league move.
So 20 is on the board right now. I believe that should be 21. Which now takes the spot for our highest goal total in the tournament. Now here's Toporowski. 2-man game with Saunders. Pass off the mark. They still keep possession, though. 15 to shoot. Behind the net is Murphy. Shopping for a target. He's going to switch hands and try to stuff it home himself. Blocked. And Accioni is going to run onto it. 2-on-1 forming. Accioni on his wrong side. He's got Firth. Feeds it to him now. Shoots, and Chiliano makes the save.
Yeah, and then has a look at Firth, and it's kind of like, what are you doing, man? You're up 12. Stay out of my crease.
Firth jumped across, and his back foot caught a piece of Chiliano, who has seen a lot of bodies fall, or fly, I guess I should say, his way throughout this tournament. Might see another one here as Kyler Johnson's got a clear-cut breakaway of his own and scores.
Bravo, Kyler Johnson, which is an Italian word, by the way, Tino.
Okay.
Confirmed.
Haven't got to that unit yet.
So bravo to me, I suppose.
Bravo to you. So I think the goal totals on the scoreboard are in, not that it matters right now.
No, it does not.
I'm confused because they had 19, they took one off, then they got to 20. I believe they're at 22 right now. Just for my own sanity, I want to know.
Yeah. What's 22 in Italian?
What did I say about asking questions I don't know the answers to? Boucher.
Just looking for content here down the stretch of this one, Santino.
10.5 to go. Media timeout on the horizon. As Hall still on the hunt for his hat-trick goal. Boucher behind the net.
I don't think they realize how much time on the shot clock here. Well, maybe they do.
Boucher goes for a run. He'll leave the ball behind and head off for a change. And they're going to give it right back.
Man, oh man.
That one a little bit too hot to handle for Brandon Murphy. Goes off his stick and out of play. Achione will take. Halfway through the third. And Achione almost left it at the center line. His draft stock almost just went down.
Yeah.
Bouncer to the near side. Winter Rivera. No pressure coming. He'll just hang out along the half wall here. Winding up for a shot. He'll lob one towards the goal. And that'll give us a media timeout. I was wondering if...
Do we need one?
Well, I was going to say, I wonder if these teams are just kind of going to not touch it, but not let the clock expire so there's no whistle, and then just kind of keep that as long as they could. So there's not really a whistle, and the play just keeps going for the rest of the way. But my question was answered. And if you're interested at all in advertising with us here at BC Sports TV throughout the remainder of this tournament, 2 days left here at the Prezi following this one. We are continuing to seek advertising partners to help keep lacrosse free for everyone. Multiple advertising opportunities. Together we can create a tailor-made package for you. Send us a message, info@bcsports.tv. Let's create a partnership here.
Oh, we got a pretty good question coming in here.
Okay.
Number one, for myself and you, Tino. You fellas exhausted yet from calling these games with Teddy Jenner with just a three-man crew? Yeah, I mean, our guy, Brad Challoner, was supposed to be a part of things here in Ladner and had to kind of pull out a bit late. We missed Bradley, and I think having four of us here would have been a little bit more ideal than just the three of us. There was the option, I suppose, to kind of go to a solo call for some of these games, but we wanted to have both of us on for as many as possible. So, yeah, we missed Bradley. I think four is an ideal number for a President's Cup as far as announcers go. Your thoughts on that, Tino?
I mean, yeah, if the question is, am I tired? Like, yes, of course. I'm the last person you're going to hear complain about.
Yeah, we're also doing what we love to do for
exactly
a living here. So
I'm exhausted, but I'm having the time of my life.
Yeah. Second question, just for me here. This coming from Shay Getzinger. If I could give a penalty to both you or Teddy for the week, what would I give you for a penalty?
Okay, I like that question.
Yeah, I like it too. I got to give that a little bit of thought here, Shay, but I will deliberate and let you know here momentarily.
And Teddy is not here yet. Not sure if he's watching.
No,
so
he
we'll
is
have
here.
to.
I saw him perusing around. Yeah, he's
so
hanging out somewhere.
We'll have to let him know what his infraction is. 8 minutes to go. Pass deflected behind the net. Kaminsky takes that one away. Dyzik looks up, and here's Thompson looking for another one. Stopped by Thomas. Takes away the 7-hole.
I think I'd probably give you guys both a 5, 5, 10, and a game misconduct. Now I just got to figure out for what.
I just assumed right away you were going to give me something for not being here for the first day of the Prezi.
Yeah, 3-game gross misconduct for missing day one for you. There you go.
So that one lobbed towards the goal. Shoveled, I guess I could say, by Rivera.
Maybe a double minor for Ted Jenner for having both a sweat towel and a neck fan all week long.
The neck fan's nice, though.
Yeah, well, I don't have one, though.
That's a you problem.
We're talking about penalties here.
You don't say that to the official when you get a penalty? That's a you problem.
Where's my neck fan? 7 minutes to go in this one, Tino.
And here comes Winter Rivera and the rest of the Muskies as Luke Magnan going to try to clear out some space here. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Chiliano deflects that one out of play, so the Muskies will keep possession. Oh, I like this. And I like that goal as well. Jake Rice gets onto the board.
It took me a second to figure out who Shea was for a sec, but he's the content man for the Toronto Rock. And I don't know what's going on, Shea, but I just lobbed you a follow. I better hope you return the favor, my dude.
This one coming in from Evan Schemenauer. Penalty to Jumbo. A match for using the term ball golf. That is one I can get behind. And most, I would say the vast majority of people can also get behind.
You don't speak for the people, Tino.
Here come the Muskies.
I might go disc golfing right after the next game, so keep you posted on that.
All right.
Beautiful day here in the Lower Mainland.
It's Firth, a no-looker to Rivera. 6 minutes remaining in the third. Up to 60 shots now. There's a backhand on target. Chiliano drops to his knees. That 2-1 shot margin in favor of the Muskies has kind of remained essentially this entire game here. Standing Buffalo wanted the one-timer. Shot off the post. Knocked out of the crease by Toporowski. Can't do that.
Not a penalty, but can't do it.
Correct. And Toporowski probably saying right now, no, it's not my problem. It's a you problem. Here's Firth. Lobbed to Rivera, working with Magnan. And, yeah, I'm looking over at the Muskies bench. Boucher with his helmet off. Haven't seen Harris in a while again, so those guys getting the rest of the game off here.
One thing I am quite confident about, Santino, our next game will be better than this one.
Magnan escapes.
Six Nations, Edmonton.
Teddy Jenner, Jake Elliott.
Oh.
The combinations just continue to roll through.
What a treat.
It's Rivera still working with Magnan. Run through by Hall. Shot blocked. Frankie probably appreciates that one. Over to the far side. Boyenko, backhand feed, picked off. And the Muskies have two men up.
Hat trick for JoJo. Here we go.
And he's kicked aside by Chiliano. Last touching the Fighting Sioux goaltender and out of play. So the Muskies will keep possession. Waiting near the center line is Hops. Derek Hops, that is. Now Rivera with it. Feels like he's played this entire third period. With the Muskies resting some of their guys now by this point.
Young legs.
Pass, looking for Kyler Johnson. Deflects off the corner boards. Patrick Thompson. Finds LeSuisse. Down to the corner to an unsuspecting target. Tawiaka looking for it. Can't find it. Numbers again here for the Muskies, and Rivera not going to push the pace. He'll slow things down. I think everybody content with just winding down as much of the clock as possible.
I was going to say, how much slower can you slow it down?
Do you have any predictions here already for MVPs?
Well, I mean, coaches pick their own. Give me Joe Hall for Snake Island.
Okay. That feels a little biased, but I don't disagree with you.
A couple goals here for the legend. And has Uzichipi won one yet? Because, I mean, just the effort for him to get in between the pipes.
Is he still here?
I don't know.
I've been looking over at the Standing Buffalo bench, and I feel like I haven't seen him in a little while. So I wonder if, maybe he's made the trip back to the hospital, or if, sitting somewhere with an ice pack on.
He might have a few ice packs.
Yeah. As a late power play here for the Fighting Sioux. Murphy at the point.
Too many men call, I believe.
Pass goes across, one-timer. And there's another one. Brody Uzitrope.
There you go. He's got a little jump in his step after that one.
Yeah, got lost behind a defender. Thomas couldn't get over in time. Tough angle, though. I mean, pretty, an open net to shoot at, but he's essentially parallel with the goal line there. Or on the goal line, I guess I should say. A lot of people would have missed that.
I probably would have. I think the PA announcer might need a lozenge or two on their team. Oh my goodness.
A lot of goals to announce today.
Hard miles.
Hope everybody took the over. Toporowski looking glove side. Off target. And Solikoski will leave down to 2:22 remaining in the third period.
I kind of thought with no Dixon, Evans, Schattler in the lineup, Standing Buffalo would struggle to score. And, I mean, they got 9 here, but I did not see 22 goals coming from a Snake Island team that had also kind of had some low-scoring games here throughout the week.
Yeah, well, they understood the assignment. They wanted to come in and get a big victory this morning to secure their spot in the top 4. And have they ever done that? Magnan heading back towards the bench. Late shot into the stick of Chiliano. It feels a little weird to call that a shot. I mean,
that was not a shot.
I mean, it was a shot, but more or less just a pass. Everybody knows what they're doing here.
Yeah.
There's Thompson. Shot stop by Thomas.
I mean, I played some Masters lacrosse, Tino, that make this one look like an absolute track meet.
Almost a hit there. As Rivera comes over. Watched on by Logan Goodwill. Looks like he's got a little jump in his step for a defensive shift. So those two share some words along the near side. Magnan runs into a double team. Ball knocked out of the stick. Magnan's going right at it with Brandon Murphy right here. They're having some words. Magnan continues to watch, gives him a whack. Where did this come from?
I don't know if he's got an off switch. Come on, Joe. Couldn't quite get there.
Into the final minute. Chiliano doesn't want to touch it. Now he will. Here's Cups.
Frankie. He's like, I want 3, Frank. Can you give me 3?
And he's just waiting for the stretch feed.
He's not going to get it. He's not going to get it.
Thought they were going to lock him off for a second. 10 seconds.
Count it down, baby.
And they'll just hang on to possession. 22-9 will be your final. Snake Island secures their spot in the top 4 and will play later this evening.
Yeah, now you wonder how this will impact the next game with Six Nations, knowing they're on the outside looking in. What kind of lineup do they dress against Edmonton? What kind of lineup does Edmonton dress, knowing that they still have a little something to play for here, to finish near the top of the standings, get into that tiebreaker situation? Or do they not care where they finish as long as they're in the top 4? And, do they take the opportunity to rest some guys? It's going to be interesting to see what the lineups look like for the next one.
As we now await the announcements of the MVPs.
I mean, for me, Tino, I think you're the MVP of that last game, calling that thing.
Thank you.
Not an easy call right there.
I was kind of getting flashbacks a little bit. The first ever, no, sorry, it was the second ever NLL game that I got to be on a call on with you was Vancouver versus Panther City, and Panther City, kind of.
Yeah, but that's still the national.
Of course, but that one, you learn some things. I mean, myself, I was in the color chair for that one. Learned some things from, yourself and just in general other play-by-play people that have to do their best to, make a broadcast interesting.
Uzichipi out on the turf here on crutches with a heavily wrapped knee.
Got to imagine even that's probably...
And I like this here from the two teams, Tino. They're going to get together here for a double photo for the two teams. I like it.
I wonder if they're going to do the MVP first. Or, I was going to say, I got to imagine even the crutches are probably uncomfortable on the collarbone. A little up pressure there in the armpit.
Kyle Cooling trying to escort them over to the President's Cup logo, which would make a lot of sense, but I think that ship has sailed. But this is good stuff right here. I might take a picture of this myself.
Do you want to hop off the broadcast, go down there?
No. Well played.
Thank you.
The game is over. Well played, Tino. Well played. It's a good-looking picture right there, though. Congrats to Standing Buffalo for making a little history for the province of Saskatchewan. And they'll go home with a win in their back pocket.
And now I think we'll get the announcements of the MVPs.
Now, didn't he just win last night?
Who's to say?
Actually, I think it was Tyler Armstrong. My bad. 81.
Patrick Thompson. There you go.
And that might have been the fastest MVP announcements we've had this entire week right there, Tim.
1% better every game.
That was about 3%, I think.
And that will wrap up the broadcast here from game number 1. What's on tap next, Jake? Let the people know.
Miners, Rivermen come up next. It will be a 2 o'clock start, just over an hour from now, right here on BC Sports TV.
Remember, if you want the notification to go off when we do go live for that game, the little bell icon on YouTube next to the subscribe button. Throw us a follow, BC Sports TV, for any updates the rest of the way through. It's day number 5, the President's Cup. See you next time.